body count?
I don't have an exact number. I have an idea.
Range is fine.
Probably somewhere between 50 to 60.
Puerto Rico emoji.
What's your body count?
Yeah, that last one wasn't funny at all, man.
Interesting video. What? Chat, what? Who?
That does look like dry grass.
Did you bet on the derby?
That looks like dry grass.
4 years, Mr. X. Can I have welcome to the jungle, please?
Chat, I just don't get it though, chat. I don't get it. Why is he even allowed to be in there?
Yeah. Yeah. Two side to every store. Nigga be yapping. Don't listen to they be capping. Power the V8, pull up, drag. Nigga
chat, what the fuck is that?
I have no idea.
What? Okay, dude, go on, dude. Yeah.
Oh shit, they allow grooming here? You know you're actually really mature for your age, right?
Dude, what?
Hey, this broad's clearly on her period. Hey, stick that up your twat and settle down, honey.
What the fuck is that?
Wow.
Chat, what the fuck is that? I don't get it. Chat, okay, dude. That's it. Chat, I think that's it. Yo, what the fudge? What is this?
Is that Ronaldo?
It's like everybody
Stable.
know a pedophile. In this room right now, if we really turned on there's somebody in this room, it's probably 3 niggas that's fucking children.
Nah, we ain't doing that.
Everybody know a pedophile.
Dude, what
In
are
this
these
room
fucking
right now,
TikTok?
If we really turned on there's somebody in this room, it's probably 3 niggas that's fucking children.
Nah, we
Yeah, that
ain't
makes
doing
sense.
that.
Hopefully
We
not.
ain't doing that.
I saw 2 videos and there was 2. Right, it's I'm still xQc.
So if it's not,
Right, the better
it's not the other
editor
guys
that
on the mic, I mean,
get the
let's say that.
TikToks when we
I
get
mean,
them, and not
I mean, I'm just,
3 weeks
Jack,
after. Like the
It's
main
like
channel
everybody
editor,
know-
man. That's a cute doggy. He's a bit of a rat, but not too much of a rat. I don't like the paws though. Those are terrible. Look like penguin feet. Awful. True, I guess. Yeah, that's accurate. That makes sense.
Tell me how he died. I will tell you.
We had a special relationship. I'm getting help. Wish me luck.
What?
Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa. What the fuck? True?
Did you know if you're unable to maintain an erection, they make a medicine for that now? Yeah, it's called Ozempic. You give it to your wife. Follow for more like this.
1 minute.
For $1 million, they will probably say no. But if you ask 1 million people for $1, they will probably say yes. And then you put it all on red, you'll become a multi-millionaire easily. But make
that's
sure
right.
you never put your money on black, because black just takes your money. The fuck you staring at?
True.
I mean,
red always wins. True.
Wait, I just got it.
Red, I remember when it was like 15. I was on a cruise ship.
Did like I just
put it
watched?
on
Was that like
black and it stole all my money.
Yeah, that was.
I made like 200 on slots.
Chat, I thought you meant like never been on black because always been on red because red is better.
And I put it all on black and it
because
stole.
most decent gamblers like betting red
yeah,
on the roulette.
Black always steals.
Oh my
true.
god, bruh.
Been wealthy.
Stop it. Wait, what? Guys, what the fuck am I watching? I just got it. That's insane. Chat, this is fucking insane. Chat, this is like Killer Core. What the fuck is this?
That's Lester. What?
What are you doing here, bud?
Waiting for somebody.
You look like Jeffrey Epstein.
Nope. Don't know that guy.
In just a few moments, I'm going to be handcuffed to this solid steel frame, and I'll have exactly 90 seconds to free myself before the claw on this robotic arm undoes my pants, exposing me to an audience of children. If that happens, an LAPD officer is standing by to arrest me for indecent exposure. We've all seen escape artists risk death before, but tonight, I'm going to risk something even worse. Becoming a registered sex offender.
40.
Ah, okay. So it's all going to be the same joke. I like it more when it's a bit spread out, so you don't get bombarded by the same joke 5 times over again. It stops being funny when the goat stops laughing. But I'm not gonna laugh out loud when the goat doesn't show me the way first. Because the goat is a pioneer. The goat is good, the goat is always right. So when he laughs, he shows us the way. to laugh
If the world's biggest
at the funniest
nuclear bomb
TikToks the world's
landed
ever
in New
seen.
York City, the 50-megaton explosion would instantly vaporize everything within a 2-mile radius. The blast wave would flatten buildings up to 20 miles away, turning skyscrapers into rubble. And a fireball over 5 miles wide would ignite everything in its path. The shock wave would shatter windows as far as New Jersey, and the mushroom cloud would rise 40 miles into the air. Radiation would contaminate the area for decades.
Now, would I sleep in Florida or not?
No survivors. If you put your finger in the barrel of a gun, some people think it would stop the bullet and make the barrel.
But who thinks that though?
Explode. But that's not
Retards.
true. Doing this would
Even
easily
don't
shatter your
delay the goat.
finger as the bullet continued on. Now, if the gun has an incredibly weakened barrel, your finger might be able to plug it enough to trap the expanding gases. The old barrel wouldn't be able to withstand the pressure and could explode, but the bullet would still most likely break your finger.
What the fuck is sleep apnea? Sleep apnea is when your dumbass throat collapses like a folding chair the second you fall asleep. While you're awake, your throat muscles hold the piece of shit airway open. But when you fall asleep, the throat muscles pass out too, letting that shit close up tighter than your ex's fucking heart. Air barely squeezes through, making your soft palate vibrate like a dying lawnmower. That's snoring. But for some unlucky fucks, it closes completely, cutting off your damn air like it's trying to kill you in your sleep. Your brain goes, "What the fuck?" panics, and wakes you up just long enough to stop dying. Then you do it all over again. Every damn night. That's obstructive sleep apnea. Fixes include slicing or blasting the floppy throat bits, or opening your airway so you can finally get some goddamn rest. Follow Dr. Pickle for more about your broken
Fixes
ass
also
body.
include not being
I
fat
don't have
as
that.
shit.
Yes, I did a sleep study. And said that my airways are
Some people are so fat, their tongue
If you
increases
shot a
in
turtle
weight so much
shell
in their
with a
throat,
22 caliber
increases in
bullet,
weight
you
so
might
much,
think it would go
it
right
crushes
through.
it.
But they're made of hard scales and bone, and if you shot it at just the right angle, it could actually deflect the round. Now, a 9mm bullet is much more powerful and would easily pierce right through one shell. But if you stacked 10 shells together, they would actually be strong enough to stop it. And for a high caliber bullet, you'd need a dumbass kid in Siberia swallowed 31 magnetic beads. Sounds insane, right? But wait till you hear how doctors saved his ass. This kid swallowed 31 magnetic toy beads. They started moving through his stomach and intestines, sticking together and causing some serious shit. If they linked up inside, they could tear through his organs and cause deadly infections like sepsis. Instead of cutting him open, doctors used a camera tube with a magnet to pull the beads out one by one. It worked, and the dumbass survived. Now imagine your car sinking underwater. Most people try to open the door, but that's the dumbest shit you could do. Here's what you really need to do. First, roll your windows down fast before the water messes with the electronics. If they won't budge, grab something sharp and smash the damn glass. And if you don't have any tools, wait for the car to fill up completely. Once the pressure inside matches the outside, you can open the door way easier, dumbass. They shot the dog walker in the chest so they could steal the dogs and demand a ransom. You see, these dogs actually belonged to Lady Gaga. But instead of paying, she offered $500,000 to anyone who returned them. A few days later, a woman turned them in, claiming she found them tied to a pole. But police got suspicious and discovered she was actually...
Maz, go get a minute.
I've got to say, but minus...
Don't know, today, chill out a minute. Lads, go scroll in the chat, go see what it is, Japan permanently.
The cannonball hit his leg, tearing apart the skin and bone below his knee. Surgeons had to cut off what remained, and his soldiers carried him to safety. But instead of throwing the damaged leg away, he ordered it to be buried with full military honors. Soldiers placed it in a coffin and held a funeral, treating it like a fallen hero. Years later, the man rose to power, and rioters tore his decomposed leg from the ground and dragged it through the streets.
Okay, what?
If you dropped a nuke into an active volcano, it would most likely just melt before it could detonate. But if the nuke was transported into the magma chamber and timed just right, the intense explosion could vaporize the lava, turning it into a superheated gas. This lava vapor would rapidly expand, causing an enormous pressure wave. Jumped from a 50-story building. You might think bubble wrap could save you. That's because bubble wrap compresses under impact. But you would need a mattress over 7 feet thick, enough to slow your fall gradually.
Who would think that? Nobody thinks that.
Large area. And if you wrapped yourself in bubble wrap, you'd need over 15,000 layers. This would create a suit nearly 500 feet thick to absorb the same force. If you jumped from a 50...
If you shot a bullet at a nuclear bomb, most people think it would cause it to explode, but that's not exactly what would happen. You see, an atomic bomb can only detonate when the atoms inside split in half, which then triggers a chain reaction that causes it to explode. This means that a bullet would basically do nothing.
If you completely stopped brushing your hair, as it grew over time, it would naturally tangle.
Dude, I thought you couldn't recycle rubber.
Now, these wouldn't be simple tangles that are easily brushed out. Instead, they would turn into a densely knotted up clump of hair. Gradually, these clumps would intertwine with themselves until they eventually compacted into a dreadlock. Left unattended, these locks will continue to grow, with some even being over 10 feet long. If you drilled a hole all the way through the Earth and then accidentally fell in it, you would fall towards the Earth's core. As you passed the core, gravity would...
Yeah.
If you drilled a hole all the way through the Earth and then accidentally fell in it, you would fall towards the Earth's core. As you passed the core, gravity would... When you overeat, your stomach has to stretch to accommodate the extra food. And if the expansion is rapid and extreme, the pressure inside it increases significantly.
Block the video.
If you keep eating more and more, like an unnatural amount of food,
what am I watching?
The pressure could become too great, and there's a small chance it could actually cause the stomach wall to tear open. This rupture leads to the contents of your stomach spilling into the abdominal cavity, which can cause severe pain and infection. If you drank 70 cups of coffee...
Is that what I had the other day, chat? You think?
The amount of caffeine could easily kill you, but just a few teaspoons of caffeine powder can be even more dangerous. You see, a single teaspoon of caffeine powder is equivalent to about 28 cups of coffee.
It doesn't matter.
In 2019, a man accidentally mixed in too much of this powder in his drink. It was the equivalent to 200 cups of coffee.
I thought the LD50 for caffeine is like fucking like 550, something like that, no?
This led to his heart beating extremely fast. He started foaming at the mouth before eventually dying. Shootout. You might think hiding behind a car door will save you, but these are made of thin metal and plastic, which a bullet can easily pass through. Instead, you should crouch behind the front wheels. This is because the rims are made of thick metal, and between them is the engine block, which is a huge chunk of iron. Even if the bullet made it through the wheel, the engine would stop it in its tracks, leaving you unharmed.
Yeah, man, I mean, don't be like that. Don't be like that.
Have you ever wondered why clothes get darker when they're wet? I mean, water isn't dark, so why does it make clothes darker?
Yeah.
Well, the reason we can see fabric in the first place is because it reflects light. But when water is poured onto fabric, it becomes more translucent, and the gaps between the fibers shrink. This causes the fabric to absorb more light instead of reflecting it. And this decrease in light reflection is why it looks darker when it's wet.
Ah, so why can we see titties through it then? Because I've seen those before.
Please tell me girlfriend she smells.
Because it sticks.
xQcl.
When you write with a ballpoint
if
pen,
you're gonna stretch it out
at the
and you
tip
pull it
begins
close,
to roll.
then it also
Each
will
time
show
it
through.
rotates, a part of the ball goes back inside
But
the
if
barrel
it's wet,
of the
it will
pen.
do that automatically.
Inside, the ball picks up ink
stick.
that is stored in a cartridge right above the opening. This ink is designed to flow smoothly around the ball, allowing for even distribution onto paper. Have you ever wondered why February only has 28 days? Well, the reason for this is actually pretty ridiculous. You see, the calendar used to have 10 months instead of 12, but this left an awkward gap in the
This
winter.
guy's AI,
No one
right?
really knew what day it was, so King Numa added January and February. But there was a problem. The Romans were very
that's
afraid
AI.
of even numbers.
Yeah.
But in order for this new calendar to work, one of the months had to contain 28 days. So they chose February and hosted their darker rituals during this unlucky month.
When you shoot a bullet at a riot shield, you might think it would block the projectile, but that's not actually the case. Most riot shields are made of a lightweight plastic, designed to protect against thrown objects like rocks and bottles, not bullets. When a bullet strikes a standard riot shield, it can easily penetrate or shatter the shield, putting the person behind.
I rock like pebble, jump through your sheet. You hear this beat? Coming like heavy metal.
No. There are riot shields that block it. There are a bunch.
Business, bro.
That is a standard riot shield.
Raw.
SWAT shields and breach shields, whatever, and all those shields are not the same thing.
Baldy.
When a
Legend.
honeybee stings a human, they actually get stuck for a while and can't leave. And this is because their stinger is barbed, which means it can't retract once it's lodged into something. But once the bee finally pulls away, its insides get ripped out because the stinger stays in the skin. This leaves the bee without some of its internal organs, resulting in its death. When a bee collects nectar from plants, they swallow it and store it in a special stomach. While in their stomach, enzymes start to break down the nectar. And when the bee arrives back in the hive, they vomit this nectar into another bee's mouth. And that bee will throw it up into another bee's mouth until the water content lowers. This process gives the nectar a gooey consistency, which eventually turns it into honey. Have you ever wondered why it seems impossible to swat a fly? Well, believe it or not, it's actually because of their eyes. You see, flies have over 3,000 individual lenses on each of their eyes, and this allows them to process images much faster than we do, which makes our actions appear in slow motion to them. So by the time you go to swat the fly, it's already detected your motion and moved.
Yeah, you know, dragonflies also have that. They can look 360 degrees around them, and they have a bunch of sensors everywhere, right? And have also main eyes that see normally. And they're really fast and have special wings that are sort of like a plane and also like a helicopter at the same time. And you know, they have a 98% success rate when catching prey. The most accurate predator on Earth. Apex predator. That's dragonfly.